Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly video predictions for what I think is going to happen next week for Fear the Walking Dead Season 2. This one's for Episode 9, Los Muertos. And spoiler warning, if you guys have not seen Episode 8 yet for Grotesque, I'll put the link in the description so you guys can watch my review for it. It's pretty in-depth, and we go through some of the fun stuff that happens with Nick, especially the Whisperer stuff, which I really liked a lot, which I'll probably include in a Q&A this week. But it's pretty hard to see Nick and the others becoming, like, one of the questions is, like, are we seeing this group become the Whisperers? Are we watching the Whisperers? And we'll get more into that in a Q&A this week, I think. But as I've mentioned before, they're really far away from our main group in The Walking Dead. And from what we've heard so far, we're not going to be getting any kind of crossover into it. So, I mean, right now they're in Mexico. So it's like, it seems very unlikely. But we'll discuss that in the Q&A this week. That said, I did like Episode 8 a lot. Some people, I've seen some comments already, thought it was pretty boring. That's kind of always something to kind of expect, at least from some people, because it depends on the kind of episode that it is. It's a type of episode that reminds me a lot of the regular Walking Dead. A lot of times you have in the second half, like Them, which is like a survival type episode, which focuses on only like one character in this instance, or in the instance of The Walking Dead, sometimes two characters, a couple characters. I'm thinking Still, I'm thinking Them when they're, just out in the open, and you've got the rain and that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of similarities between some of these episodes, but artistically, I thought Episode 8 was great. I mean, I thought it looked really good, and maybe it's not the most exciting episode for a mid-season premiere. That said, still, I thought it was really well done as an episode by itself, standalone, and I liked it a lot. So, that was Episode 8. Check out the review. This one, Episode 9, Los Muertos. And I apologize, guys, for fear. My we don't learn Spanish here in Canada as a second language, so I am horribly new in pronunciations and everything. People corrected me. They said Los Muertos means the dead. It does not necessarily mean Day of the Dead. When I had Googled it, it brought up Day of the Dead right away. So I'm like, oh, Day of the Dead, awesome, because Day of the Dead is pretty much my favorite zombie apocalypse movie. Not Dawn of the Dead. Dawn's great too, but Day is my favorite. So, and like I said in the other video yesterday, you can watch that on YouTube. Just type in Day of the Dead movie and you'll find it. It's a really great zombie movie. So this one, The Dead. The promo, I'll put the link to in the description for you guys, and we'll go over what's in the promo. Also, the description for the episode. So for Los Muertos, its description is, after the fall of the compound, Madison, Strand, and the others forge a tenuous path forward. Meanwhile, Nick is recruited for a perilous assignment. So, and I kind of figured this too, that if they're going to let Nick into their group, so to speak, their new compound that they have, there's going to be some strings attached. He's going to have to work. He's going to have to do something. And with his skills, you got to think that he would be very useful to them because, of course, he'll be able to move within the dead. And he's one of the only people that are, strong enough to do that. I mean, able to deal with the fear and able to, fit right in. And so they see him as one of them and is really good at it at this point and has done it for a while. So he's become, compared to all the other survivors there, an expert at moving in and out, with the dead. So that'll be interesting to see. And this one, it's good that it's not focused just on the one group. We're getting to see kind of a combination type episode with part of it with Nick and the other part with Madison and the others. Nothing in the description for this one about Chris and Travis, so it looks like they might come back in Episode 10, either that or maybe we'll just see like a quick scene with them this upcoming episode, Episode 9. So you can see in the promos, so you have Madison's group with Strand, Alicia, and I believe Ophelia is with them too, right? I'm pretty sure. Just going off memory of the mid-season finale. It's been a while. I haven't watched that since we saw it, live that night. So we've got the promo, you've got Madison and the others looking for Nick at the start. So as we thought, Madison, of course, would be looking for Nick. She wouldn't want to go back on the Abigail and just leave and just ditch him there, which we expected that. I mean, that's to be expected from a mother, obviously. Of course, she's not going to find him, as we know now, because we've seen a good amount of time with him. But it does look like they may be somewhat close, at least in terms of the city. I'm not sure where exactly they are, where the hotel is that they find, but it looks like it could be fairly close to where Nick is. So it'll be interesting to see if they end up running into each other this half season. I would think that they would, but we'll have to wait and see for sure. So we got the hotel, we've got a gang. They'll hang you for looking at them wrong, and they knock Nick out after he does something. Because as we know about Nick, he's kind of crazy with his behavior, right? He does things he's not supposed to do. Sometimes he just does things that he shouldn't. And so what did he just do? He does something. He pisses them off, or pisses Luciana off somehow, and they kind of knock him out, so to speak. Then we have It's Me and You Now, Alicia with, I think, Madison. And then you have someone being eaten, and Luciana, like, cutting somebody, putting them down or something. And then we have the bar with a whole bunch of zombies coming in. So, man, it should be a pretty decent episode. It looks like they're going to set up camp at the hotel. And the bar scene is pretty cool, too, where you got all the zombies all around everywhere. So it looks like they're probably going to set up camp there. We've seen in the trailer that there's going to be some other kind of characters or survivors at the hotel or close to the hotel, and they may join with Madison and Strand and the others as they set up kind of their own little fort there, which should be good. And we'll see how that goes for them. Aside from that, in terms of predictions, I think it'll be an okay episode. I'm thinking for this half. Some things I'm enjoying from it. I'm enjoying seeing the landscape because it's so different from the regular Walking Dead. Of course, zombie apocalypse still reminds me of Day of the Dead. And, I'm really intrigued by, of course, it's always nice to kind of have an idea of where the story's going with The Walking Dead and being able to get excited when you know Negan's going to show up or when you know Negan's going to kill somebody. And, really getting excited for those parts based on the comic book series. But with Fear, too, it's also cool for a show like this where there's really no way to know at all what kind of story we're seeing here. I mean, they can go any direction they want with this, and we're not going to have we really have no idea where they're going to go with it. So I'm excited to see the second half of this season. I'm interested to see when the group is going to recombine, if they do at all this season. Maybe they won't until next season. We'll have to see how it goes. But based on the pacing that episode 8 set up, I wouldn't be surprised if at least Chris and Travis were kind of off on their own, at least until the finale or maybe next season. Aside from that, that's really all I got to say for the episode now. The Dead should be good. I'm excited to see Nick and whatever kind of trouble he can get himself into and what they ask him to do. And also the other group set up a camp in kind of your old-fashioned zombie apocalypse style. So you're out in the open. You got to set up a place. You got to find a place to stay. And it looks like they're going to go for this hotel, or at least give it a try for now, and fight their way through the zombies. It kind of shows how strong Nick is of a survivor, that, of course, they're fighting off all these zombies. All these zombies are coming in, and their lives are in jeopardy. Whereas with Nick, he'll just like walk among them, and they have no, it's no issue. It's like the Dead are not his enemy. They're more of like his friend. They saved him from the dogs and that, and it's just really cool. Nick is such an interesting character after that episode, I think. So it does a lot for him, and I'm excited to see what other development they can give us for the others in this half a season. So for now, it's like all about Nick for sure. So if you guys like this video, check out the review if you haven't yet. And if you could, please thumb up this one. You can also share and favorite at the bottom. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this video, guys. Excited for episode 9. Should be good. And, of course, Q&As this week. Send me any questions you have for Fear, and we'll start doing Q&As probably Tuesday or Wednesday, because I got a regular Walking Dead video lined up for Monday. That's it for this one. See you guys again real soon. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.